Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa is taking a shot at Prop 13 and Governor Jerry Brown.
The Sacramento Press Club was the place where he demanded a grand bargain to fix the state's finances rather than simply patch the leaks.
We need to have the courage to test the voltage in some of these so-called third rail issues, beginning with Prop 13. We need to strengthen Prop 13 and get it back to the original idea of protecting homeowners. Prop 13 was never intended to be a corporate tax giveaway, but that's what it's become.
That is definitely, though, a third rail issue, as the mayor acknowledges. Prop 13 has been untouchable since it was passed 33 years ago, but the mayor is calling for a complete overhaul, in part to stop even deeper cuts to public schools and higher education.
Yeah, as he puts it, California is in a great retreat when it comes to education spending.
When Ronald Reagan was governor, we spent about 5.6% of personal income on our schools. We were at the top of the class, among the best in the nation. Today, we spend just 3.5%, and we're battling Mississippi for the race to the bottom.
We want to build.
No comment from Governor Brown, who was in Lake Tahoe for an environmental conference. Mayor Villaraigosa sounded like he was running for statewide office, doesn't he?
Well, a lot of people are analyzing that speech as perhaps
he hits term limits in 2013, so where else is he going to go?
Glimpses of an as aspirations for something else other than being mayor of Los Angeles. But anti-tax advocates railed at Villaraigosa, calling his plan an attack on businesses at a time when businesses are struggling.
And small businesses, particularly minority-owned businesses, they live on the margin. They don't have much capitalization. They don't have a lot of money hanging around. If they get this whacked with a big property tax, then they make decisions. What are those decisions? Well, maybe we'll cut an employee. Maybe we won't hire the next employee. So talk to
Joel Fox, by the way, is the former head of the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association and a longtime small business advocate. Fox says that he believes voters do not want to see any changes to Prop 13, and that's why it is a third rail. It's considered untouchable. Like Social Security on the federal level, you just do not touch Prop 13 statewide.
Are going to see some changes in the weather, that's for sure. We are warming up, Rick Dickert.
Yeah, the AC is going to be cranking in those hot spots. Tony and Jean, good morning. If you live in the valleys, well away from the coast, out in the Inland Empire, get ready for triple-digit temperatures. Here's a 100-degree club. Here are a handful of locations that we think will reach 100 degrees or above, all because of high pressure building in over Southern California. Chatsworth, oh yeah, 102 there. Santa Clarita, 100 degrees. Colton and Corona out there on the IE will top off at 100 degrees plus. Near the coast, though, there'll still just be enough of an onshore push to keep temperatures on the mild side. Low 70s there. Downtown LA should reach 86 degrees. It will also be a little humid out there because of the flow of air around that high pressure system. You see it there parked over southern Arizona and New Mexico, and the clockwise flow of air drawing in some of that monsoonal or subtropical moisture. So not only will it be hot, it will be humid as well. We'll see a few clouds out there mixed in with the sunshine. The low clouds and fog much less extensive as the last couple of mornings, but they are around, especially near the shore. Here's your 7-day forecast for LA and Inland OC, and tomorrow will be the hottest day, 88 degrees. The hottest day we've been so far this summer in downtown LA is 89, so we'll see how we match up with that. Friday into Saturday, the onshore flow starts to ramp up again, and we cool things off. The marine layer will return, and even the valleys will drop back down into the 90s. All right, let's get a check of traffic on this Wednesday morning. Hoping for a light morning. I know yesterday morning we started off with that nasty Sigler. How's it looking so far out there, Rick?
Hey, Rick, good morning. It's a good start to our Wednesday morning with no major activity here in Southern California. Sigler free. We're going to head into Orange County to take a look at the 5 at Lake Forest for those folks heading out towards the 5 freeway. Still looking pretty good. No major activity there. In the meantime, the 101 right around Haskell here in Los Angeles County, Ventura Hollywood Freeway in pretty good shape there. Once again, full freeway speeds. And as you head into the downtown Los Angeles area, for the most part, no major activity, no major closures, and traffic is moving on most of those freeways. Some pockets of slowing on the 2 freeway between the 5 and the 101. Aside from that, it's still looking pretty good. Tony and Jean, back to you.
Officer Rick, thank you. 447, the NBA lockout. Not going to rain on Kim Kardashian's weekend wedding. Yeah,
how she and her fiancé managed to get all the guests they wanted to attend.
All right, here we go. It's sports time. The Angels try to make a move on the first-place Texas Rangers. First inning, Tyler Chatwood gets roughed off. Michael Young base hit to center, 2-run score. It's 2-0 Rangers. Top of the third, Josh Hamilton tags Chatwood, solo home run to center. Chatwood allowed 5 runs in 2+ innings. The Angels lose 7-3. Listen to this. They fall 6 games back of the Rangers. When I left,
because they keep losing. I know they were practically tied. They were like just a game apart, but not anymore. Just a reversal of fortunes for both teams. Dodgers, meanwhile, at Milwaukee. Brewers are a hot team, winning 18 of their last 20. No score in the top of the second. You saw there Aaron Miles smacking that base hit to left. Matt Kemp strolling in. Brewers tie it at 1 in the bottom of the 9th. Mark Kotze with the bases loaded, sound off the walk-off alert. Single to center, scores Prince Fielder, and Milwaukee beats LA 2-1.
Well, I'm sure a lot of you out there are happy to hear this. The NBA lockout is not going to interfere with the wedding of Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphries of the Nets. The league is allowing members of the Nets management to attend Saturday's Kardashian wedding. That includes the team's general manager, Billy King. During the lockout, players and their teams are not supposed to be in contact, but the NBA says weddings are among the special cases where the two sides can mingle.
Oh, thank goodness. All right. It would have been a disaster. Kobe Bryant, meanwhile, is denying that he got into a tussle at a San Diego area church.
Bryant now ready to defend against the allegation, which his attorney calls baseless. A reporter from our Fox affiliate in San Diego tried reaching the alleged victim at his home yesterday, but got no answer.
Well, we got a great shot of her legs there. Did you see that? We had the full body shot of the Fox reporter showing up. Anyway, Bryant's attorney ID'd the accuser as 20-year-old Thomas Haggis. Haggis says that he is not available to meet with San Diego police until next week. The incident happened Sunday at St. Therese of Carmel Valley Church there. Haggis claims that Bryant grabbed a cell phone from him and then sprained his wrist in the little tussle.
Bryant, according to Haggis, apparently believed that Haggis was taking pictures of him and his wife. Worshippers at St. Therese say people in church deserve privacy.
Churches are not the place for photos. I mean, outside perhaps, but not in church.
I don't think they should take photographs of people at church. I mean, it's a private place.
All right, there you have it.
There you go.
And we'll see what happens and how that case is resolved. Meanwhile, we know how the weather is being resolved. We're having higher temperatures, at least for the short term, Rick.
That's exactly right. The good news is that this will only be a couple of days of the really oppressive heat. Because the humidity levels are going to be high, it's going to feel even hotter than the thermometer reads. 100 plus in some of those hot spots. The west end of the San Fernando Valley, up in the Santa Clarita Valley, and parts of the Inland Empire as well. Near the shore, though, still some low clouds and fog, especially early this morning. Temperatures there will range from about 70 to 74. Downtown LA, 86 degrees. That's up from yesterday. We observed a high of 80 degrees. Average is 84, sun up at 617 and setting at 737. Yesterday, the hot spot in the nation, not quite in California, but just across the border. Good old Laughlin. Many of you have been there before. 112 degrees. That was the warmest high temperature recorded in the U.S. yesterday. Look at the overnight low, Tony and Jean. The low temperature yesterday in Laughlin was 80. And that was the highest temperature in downtown LA. Today we're going to be 86. And again, we've only reached 89. That's the hottest temperature so far this year in downtown LA. So we'll see if we reach or exceed that tomorrow. Back to you.
You're probably well acclimated to the heat and the humidity since you were in Chicago.
Yeah, well, it's nice, though. It wasn't bad.
Good.
It wasn't bad at all. 4:54 right now. Bizarre chase in Texas as police try to stop a forklift on the run.
How many officers did it take to get to stop this guy? That sounds like a riddle. How many police officers did it take to stop a man with a forklift?
Well, forklifts don't go very fast.
No, but they are pretty dangerous. It's still heavy, machinery.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
Oh, yeah. Look at the fog, Tony. The marine layer welcomes you back.
For all the good it's going to do.
I know, we do have heat on the way later on. This marine layer burns off so fast.
A drunk man steals a forklift from a construction site and then takes police on a wild ride through Fort Worth, Texas. Witnesses say the shirtless suspect raised and lowered the prongs during the slow pursuit, all all apparently in an effort to antagonize police. At one point, the suspect stood up, chugged a beer, and threw the can at a police car. Police finally were able to tase and arrest 43-year-old Timothy Raines in the middle of a busy interstate.
He chugged a beer. Right there, that tells you.
Commentary right there on this state.
Yeah. Cell phones are supposed to make it easier for people to stay connected. But
a survey says they're also used to avoid people. Not surprising.
I can see that. Well, you got caller ID. It's like, oh no, hit ignore. According to the Pew Research Center, 13% of people out there, you know who you are. You said that you use your cell phone or your smartphones to avoid interacting with people around them. Some actually going as far as faking conversations like Paris Hilton.
I've seen that
right?
before.
You see that. Apparently the devices are not for talking anymore. 73% of the time, people spent on the cell phone for texting, for picture taking, looking at videos. 90% for the smartphone, which is also used for surfing the internet. More than 2,200 people were surveyed in this study.
All right, President Obama is headed to familiar territory today as he continues his bus tour.